What's up, boys? It's UFC Noche. This year, the main event is Deigo Lopes versus Silva. Just to remind you, last year we had Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili in the spear. Okay, this year's UFC Noche does not even compare to last year's. Last year's, I would give like an actual 10 out of 10. This is looking like a 6, a 5.5, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. So, again, the main event is Deigo Lopes versus Silva. Silva, obviously, is a part of the Fighting Nerds. You know, they're taking a little bit of hits and stuff like that. Deigo Lopes coming off of that loss against Volkanovski. We're going to get into it. We always start with the co-main event. Rob Font versus David Martinez. Now, the line indicates that Rob Font is going to win, but just barely, boys. Minus 115 to minus 105. And I'm going to be honest with you, the UFC are trying to push David Martinez into the upper echelons of the division. Rob Font has always been a guard of 135, right? You know what I mean? So, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that David Martinez gets through, bro. I really do. Rob Font is coming off of a disgusting win over Gene Massamuto, who honestly, I thought bro lost. I thought Rob Font lost that fight. He's been going to decisions all the way since 2023. The last time my bro has not seen the judges was in 2023. Okay, Rob Font is a decision merchant. It's very obvious, but he has the skills to pay the bills. He's been doing this for a long time. But my boy David Martinez has one win in the UFC. It's a round one knockout. Okay, congratulations. They saw that and they're like, listen, we're pushing you to the front of the division. You need to go through Rob Font, and that's what's gonna happen here. I'm totally locking in David Martinez. He's gonna have the crowd behind him. He's Mexican. He's the only Mexican on the co-main event. The main event is two Brazilians fighting for Mexican Independence Day. To be honest, though, last year it was Merab, who is Georgian, versus Sean O'Malley, who's from, like, Arizona, right? So, I guess the main event is not... It doesn't have to be Mexican Independence Day themed, you know what I mean? But the other fights on the card do. We're going to go with David Martinez here. I think he's going to have a lot of push into this fight, all right? My boy David Martinez is minus 105. We're going to lock that in instantly, boys. So I'm going to have the parlay here. Normally, when I do this, I have, because this green screen thing is new. If you guys have ever watched any of my locks of the week, normally, like, I'm in a box, you know, I'm in, like, the corner, and we do it regularly. But I'm going to keep going back up to this parlay up in the corner. I'm just going to keep dragging it down, showing you guys. But we're locking in David Martinez here, boys, obviously. Now, the fight before this, Rafa Garcia versus Jared Gordon, is a little bit interesting, right? Now, Jared Gordon is a scary, scary man, boys. If you don't know who Jared Gordon is, coming off of knocking out Thiago Moses, which is disgusting in itself. He went to a split decision with Nasrat, whatever, bro, Nasrat. I only call bro Nasrat. I can't pronounce his last name. Don't expect me to pronounce his last name, all right? He's not going to come over here and whoop my ass personally, right? Maybe if he does, I will learn to pronounce his last name correctly. But Nasrat went to a complete war with Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is most famously known, by me anyways, for that tooth and nail fight against Paddy Pimblett, who we all knew my boy Jared Gordon beat Paddy Pimblett. Jared Gordon whooped Paddy Pimblett's ass, and the judge just handed the decision to Paddy Pimblett. So he's been on my radar ever since that fight. That was in 2022. But that Nasrat fight brought him right back on the radar. Nasrat is on a crazy 5-fight winning streak, all by vicious showings. I know most of these are decisions, but Nasrat is a complete animal. He needs to be actually put in a cage. Put him in the UFC cage forever. Okay, let's just do that. Jared Gordon is fighting Rafa Garcia. Rafa Garcia is 1-1 in his last two, and bro got knocked out by Grant Dawson. I don't think that that's that big of a stretch to say, listen, this dude Jared Gordon, who has been going on absolute sprees, taking out people like Paddy Pimblett, even though he didn't get the official win, Thiago Moses doing shit like that, I'm going Jared Gordon all day, okay? I understand he might not be Mexican. My boy Jared Gordon might not be Mexican. Yeah, he's fighting a Mexican fighter, but I don't think Rafa's going to have it in him. I don't think Rafa's going to have it in him to get through Jared Gordon, boys. You need a lot of heart to fight. You need to be Nasrat to get through Jared Gordon, boys. Now, Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum, the fridge. So far, our two big parlays out plus 180. Not looking bad so far, boys. Not looking bad. But Kelvin Gastelum, the fridge, missed weight yet again. Bro was 5 pounds overweight. People are saying, oh, it's time to send him all the way to light heavyweight. And to be honest with you, I think it's too late for bro to go to light heavyweight. I think the UFC might be done with bro. He's 3-7 in his last 10. I'm surprised they didn't cut him after this little nasty run ending in the Jared Cannonier loss. He's lucky he beat up Chris Curtis. You're lucky you beat up Chris Curtis, because this record is absolutely disgusting. But you do have to remember, this dude does not lose via finishes at all. He doesn't get knocked out. He has a granite chin. He's like Marvin Vettori. He has a granite chin. Sure, he has some submission losses, but that boy has a granite chin. You're not wobbling him. You're more than likely going to decision with him. I'm going to be honest with you. So, Dustin, whatever. Dustin is a win one, lose one kind of guy, right? Very obvious. Lose one, win one. Lose one, win one. Lose one, win one. Lose one. He's going to win this fight via decision. This is not going to be a finishable fight. It's going to be a tough watch. These dudes are going to be out of breath, all right? Kevin Gastelum is going to eat some nasty shots. I'm just going to pick this via decision. Dustin Silva by decision is plus 300. Plus 300. Our parlay is at plus 1,020, boys. Okay, we're cooking. We didn't even, you know what? We're going to go to the main event right now. Deigo Lopes versus Gene Silva. Now, Gene Silva is a part of the Fighting Nerds who have been taking a lot of L's recently. Marcel Ruffy lost the easiest fight they could have handed him in the division. Now, somebody in my TikTok said the easiest fight they could have handed him is Michael Chandler, and yes, that's very true. But they're saving Michael Chandler for next year. We're not going to see bro until the White House card next year. Let's be completely honest with you, okay? That dude's on ice. His career is thinned out, right? So, Marcel Ruffy got the easiest fight in the division with Benoit Saint-Denis. The easiest fight. And Benoit Saint-Denis walked him down. Bro got walked down by Benoit Saint-Denis. Can we be honest here? That was a fluke. Now, Carl Berhalo, I knew he was going to lose as soon as he signed that contract against Nasruddin Imavov. Nasruddin is a completely different breed. They both fought Jared Cannonier. Carl Berhalo went toe-to-toe, tooth and nail. His eye was shut. It was a vicious beating on both ends against Jared Cannonier. Nasruddin put Jared out. Okay? It was disgusting. Nasruddin Imavov, his pressure is different, and he just has different power. It's obvious. You could just see it. Now, Carlos Prates fought Ian Gary a little bit ago. Lost. He got whooped for 4 rounds and then realized he's a pro MMA fighter in the 5th and final round, but at that point, it's too little too late. Gene Silva is the only Fighting Nerd to go untouched, unscathed so far, right? I do think that there's something going on inside of the Fighting Nerds camp. I think that those boys are down and sad and they have some personal stuff going on. But this affects my betting lines. We're going to be going Deigo Lopes. Now, they've been going back and forth. They've been having some spouts at each other during fight week. They've been meeting up with each other in the hotel. They've had 2 official run-ins. Just now, I didn't pull up. No, I didn't. I didn't pull up the video, but Deigo Lopes saw Gene Silva in the hotel, and they had like a little words. Deigo Lopes was on the escalator or something like that. Nothing too crazy. But today, a video came out of Gene Silva's coach staring at Deigo Lopes, and then they had a little bit of back and forth words. And Gene Silva, I'm going to be honest with you, looked like the beta in the situation. I'm going Deigo Lopes. I've made a video about it before previously. Something is telling me that the Fighting Nerds are all destined to lose. I've made videos about this before. They are getting handed easy fights. They're getting way too promotional backing from the UFC, right? Their heads are big. Their ego is inflated. Deigo Lopes is sent here to sit Gene Silva down. Now, if Gene Silva wins this, he will be going next after Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy's already locked in for December fighting Volkanovski, right? But Deigo Lopes needs this one and another one. So, unless Lerone wins, but I don't think bro wins. Absolutely not. I do not think Lerone beats Volkanovski. Now, with Deigo Lopes plus 210, because I want to go finish for Deigo Lopes. I low-key want to go submission. I do low-key want to go submission, but we're just going to crack money line here. 4-pick parlay is plus 3,000. David Martinez, Jared Gordon, Dustin to win by decision, and then Deigo Lopes. That Dustin to win by decision is not that far-fetched, boys. It's really not. It's really not. Bro goes on a lose one, win one streak, talking about Dustin, and Kevin just doesn't get knocked out. He doesn't. So plus 300, we're taking that all day. Now, Cedric Dumas Why did they put me on, like, what is this, bro? Put me back in the UFC. Now, Cedric Dumas is the next dude that we're looking for here, right? Cedric Dumas, obviously, we made videos about him before. Bro got arrested yet again. He has, like, 11 or 10 arrests in total. But he got arrested, put on house arrest, and he couldn't get the judge to cut off his ankle monitor and or approve his travel, so his fight had to be rescheduled. He had a fight 2 or 3 weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago, that had to get rescheduled. Now he is fighting Zachary Reese. Zachary Reese is an animal. Let me find Zachary Reese. Let me find right here. Zachary Reese, 9-2. Bro lost to Azmat, but Azmat, let's be real, Azmat is a complete and utter savage. Why are you messing with Azmat? You know what I mean? And a loss to Cody Brundage. How good is Cody Brundage? How bad is Bo Nickel? These are the questions I ask myself almost every day. But my boy Cedric Dumas posted on Twitter that he has $13 in his bank account. $13 in his bank account. Now, yes, he is coming off of a round 1 knockout loss to Michael Olazechuk, who is a Fighting Nerds honorary member after he got his ass beat, I think, by Carl Barhalo, right? But something is telling me this dude got kids. He has kids, right? Yeah, he makes some shitty decisions, don't we all, right? E-Rock makes some horrible decisions sometimes. But he has $13 in his bank account. His contract is probably 20 to show, 20 to win. He needs that win bonus, brother. I'm locking in Cedric Dumas. Something is telling me. Bro needs this bread, okay? Bro might need to make bail again soon. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he might need to make bail again soon. So we're locking in Cedric Dumas for a 5-pick parlay of 10,320. Now, I am tapped in the UFC, so please do not call me a casual when I ask you guys this question. What the fuck is this? Tournament finals of what, by the way? Tournament finals of what, by the way, on the first fight of the card? That is my question. That is my actual question, right? Now, there are so many fights that were canceled for this. Raul Rojas Jr. was supposed to be on this card. He would have turned this card up, I'm going to be honest with you. He pulled out due to... Why did he pull out? It doesn't say. Okay, but bro pulled out of his fight. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think... Nah. We still have one more to go, I believe. Deigo Ferreira, boys, versus Alexander Hernandez. Now, Alexander Hernandez is coming off of a nasty three-fight winning streak. Beating up Chase Hooper, knocking him out in the first round. I'll never forget watching that. Beating up Kurt Hollowblah. Shout out to Kurt Hollowblah. And beating up Austin Hubert, bro. He beat up 3 of, like, some of my not most liked, but, like, my averagely, moderately liked fighters. Okay, so we're locking in Alexander Hernandez. Alexander Hernandez is fighting Deigo Ferreira. Deigo Ferreira just lost to Grant Dawson. Yes, he did knock out Martusios Rubetsky, and he did knock out Michael Johnson, who were 2 absolutely beautiful wins. And he had a nice little nasty loss streak back to back. You know, you can't really knock anybody for losing to Martusios Gamrot. Arman Sarukian lost the fight to Martusios Gamrot. Martusios Gamrot is a dog. But I'm locking in Alexander Hernandez, man. He's something else. He's a little spectacle when you see him in the octagon here. Let's go find him real quick. Alexander Hernandez. Where are you at, playa? Where Alexander Hernandez at? Right there. Minus 102. I did not think that the lines would be that close. Minus 102 to minus 118. Who would have thought? But anyways, boys, our parlay for UFC Noche is looking pretty stacked, if you ask. Hold on, let's make this a little bigger. There you go. All right. Look, boys, the UFC Noche parlay is looking a little bit nasty here. David Martinez for minus 105. Jared Gordon is an unstoppable force. I will never bet against Jared Gordon, never. Dustin, whatever, to beat up Kevin Gastelum, and it's going to go to a decision. Bro, Kevin Gastelum's never been knocked out. He's an iron chin, okay? Yes, Kevin gets submitted every once in a while, but I don't think Dustin has the fight IQ to figure that out. Deigo Lopes is going to be the dark horse of the Fighting Nerds. He's going to end the era of the Fighting Nerds. I'm honestly excited to see that. Cedric Dumas, because Bro posted on Twitter, he said he had $13 in his account, and I feel ya, brother. So I think he has the fire in his stomach, and he's going to go out there and get some stuff done. And Alexander Hernandez, just because he's coming off of starching Chase Hooper, and it broke my heart. It did. So I had to follow up on you. And honestly, that's a quick turnaround, but he didn't take any damage, so I'm not even that worried about it. But anyways, boys, those are my locks of the week for UFC Noche. I'll see you guys after. I'm sorry this video took too long to make. I was going to be honest with you. I had some stuff going on, but I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Peace out.